I think that's a good segue. Jamie, you're in title. Tell us, what is title? And knowing that you have a buyer that doesn't feel comfortable just going to the title office and signing their loan documents, what does that process look like now?
Well, title is by far the most fun part of this whole process, for sure. I'm sure you guys will all agree. No, I'm just kidding. Most of my
I was
day
saying
is
to the end, man.
we are the finish line. So we find ourselves to be involved in the transaction from start to finish, and that's great. But while most of my day is kind of spent talking with real estate agents and lenders, trying to keep deals on the rails, our teams are working hard behind the scenes to make sure that we're pulling title, we're clearing any title issues that may be part of the transaction that may be related to the property or to the seller. But at its essence, we are here to protect owners and lenders against adverse ownership claims, improperly recorded documents, fraud, forgery, things of that nature. And our goal is just to minimize the risk to the parties that someone else may come make a claim to that property. One of the ways we do that is obviously verifying who the folks are that are signing the documents. And so with pre-COVID, it was easy. Everyone would just come to the office. We'd check their IDs and sign them up and notarize the docs and get the docs back to the lender who has final approval. Things have changed a little bit. We've been doing mobile notaries a lot. And I don't know how much you want to go into this now or if you want to talk about the closing process later.
This is your time to shine, Jamie. So certainly go through the different processes. And I could share that screen where we talk about that. So
sure. Yeah. And lastly, our goal is to, try to do this as seamless as possible. Most, if not all of what we do can be done without having person-to-person contact. Thanks to the internet, phones and scanners, and whoever has a phone now has a scanner. So getting documents back and forth is really easy for us. So you're bringing those slides up now. Yeah, they may have to. There we go. Yeah, let's just go to the next one. So like I said, most of this happens via email. Let's go to that second slide there. Most of this stuff happens via email. So we have DocuSign, which agents have been using forever. We have DocuSign. So if there's something that we as the title company need signed, we can get that signed. Obviously, FedEx is still running. They're still dropping off packages to my house every day along with UPS. So I know they're still working hard. So we can send FedEx labels out for earnest money, option money to be going back and forth to the parties. We've been asked, I get asked this question a lot, if PayPal and Venmo can be used for option fees. I don't care how you get them the money. We just need the option fee receipt. So whatever makes sense to you guys, Zelle, I've seen it kind of done any and all ways. But our closings generally are taking place. We aren't allowing, not allowing. We're discouraging folks from coming into our office, and that's really to protect our team because we need our team to be functioning at a high efficiency because the orders are through the roof right now, actually, on the residential side for sure. So we've been very, very busy, and we need to keep all of our folks healthy. So any closings that are happening at our office are happening actually outside of our office space in common areas. But generally what people are doing is they're calling when they pull up. We're providing them all of the instructions prior to close date. And we'll either run out and grab the earnest money or the option fee, and then come close date, they can sign in their vehicles. So that we're calling those drive-up closings. Certainly happy to send a mobile notary to your home or to your work or to your favorite dining location. And then, there's the dog theme. I'll keep the dog theme, James. We're 2 for 2. The last one is the remote online notaries, which Ron, you and I have done a couple of those now, and those have gone very, very well. So the things with mobile notaries, these folks are all vetted prior to sending them out. We vet them. We make sure they're bonded and insured. We are trying to provide the best closing experience, so we want to make sure we're using people that we're familiar with. This is probably preferred by title companies just because we've vetted them. And the process is quick and again allows folks to close efficiently. The RON, the remote online notary, is something that you guys have been actually way ahead of the curve on. There's a lot of lenders out there that haven't gotten those processes approved yet. You guys have done a really good job of vetting all of that stuff. I think you guys were already in the process of that, or having done that kind of at the end of 2019. So from a timing standpoint, you guys look like geniuses, because when it came time to do that, you guys were already ready. You guys had already run your processes through our team, because we obviously have other interests as far as protecting everyone. So you guys had vetted that with your team. It then came to our information folks. They vetted it, worked through any kinks they had, and then so we were approved to close remote online notaries with you guys. So, and that is 100% touchless. It's just all online. So there's lots of options for those folks, regardless of which side of the spectrum you're on. We can take care of you and continue to hopefully serve and close quickly and efficiently. So.
Jamie, really appreciate that, and appreciate the shout out. Guaranteed Rate, we are a mortgage bank, and because all we do are originate mortgages, we need to make sure that we have as streamlined and as efficient as process as possible. We're technology forward, and we, as you mentioned, we've been doing this for years and really building up. And when you have a situation where you need to shelter in place and you have to limit physical distancing, all those technology tools really allows you to pick up and be able to handle lots of volume. We have essentially broken all records this year from origination of loans. And in order to do that, you have to make sure that you have the technology behind it. Just real quick, Jamie was talking about remote online notarization. It's a real easy acronym, Ron, to remember. The idea there is, so I had a client where we were doing a refi, and I was working with Jamie. So we send the docs over, so the loan documents to Jamie. Jamie assembles them, sends them to this remote online notary. Then my borrower, they meet via webcam, and they show their driver's license up at the screen, and they verify the person. They sign a document saying, online obviously, sign a document saying that they agree to this process, and they say who they are. And then that whole transaction, it's recorded. And then it's sent to both the lender as well as to title, so that we now have a record and a memorialization of the actual transaction and it occurring. This is wonderful from a standpoint where you don't have to go to the title office. If somebody is in the case, I mean, just think if we were in Italy or in Spain or another country where there was a mandatory lockdown, you couldn't leave the house, right? So it's critical to have these technologies in place, and I think it's something that's going to continue. So I think that's part of that.